5 signs your relationship is incompatible and it's probably not going to work. I did a video on the signs that the relationship is over. You'll want to check that one out. This is more in the beginning when you're starting to date someone and you're starting to go, is this even going to work? All right. So let's cover these one at a time. Number 1, you really don't understand each other and you don't want to understand each other. Usually this is one person. I'm using including both of you, but usually it's one person that slowly loses interest in caring about your feelings, who you are, where you come from, what your dreams, hopes, and fears are. One person just kind of starts to fuzz out and fade back. That's a sign that things are going to be incompatible, right? Number 2, you have different values that are so different that it could be really problematic. And here's the kind of test is, let's say one of you is pro-vaccine, one of you is anti-vaccine. Pick some charged topic like that. And that's okay to have those differences. Each person's entitled to believe what they want and, do their own research and whatever. But insert having children into the equation. How are you going to do that? Especially with public schools, private schools in certain states, vaccines get very complicated. That starts to get really are we even compatible here? Another one is do I want to live near water or the mountains? These are value differences. Another one is Democrat, Republican, religious, non-religious. It's sort of are these values so different that it will create conflict? Because if one person is very entrenched in their beliefs and they're not flexible, it's going to be hard to make a relationship work where you believe different things and you value deeply different things. Differences themselves are never a problem. It's how people work with differences that is the problem. Most people don't know how to do that. But there are some deal breaker value differences that could make things very incompatible over time. All right. Now, along with this is number 3. The third thing that would make you incompatible is one of you is into growth and development, meaning you are willing to go to therapy and coaching, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts and learn, and the other could care less. That is extremely problematic. And along with this, I'm going to have you ask this question to your partner. Okay, this is a very important question you want to ask them. And my wife and I have done a podcast on this. You should check it out. It's the most important question to ask in any relationship. That's the podcast, so go listen to that. And it's right here on YouTube. And the most important question is this. Do we want the same type of relationship? Do we want the same type of relationship? Now, there's also another video I did on the 3 frames of, marriage and which one is the most successful. Basically, if I want a relationship, you and I are in a relationship, and I want a relationship that is growthful and where when we reach challenges, we work through them, we get help, we're willing to look in the mirror at our part and learn about ourselves. That's one kind of person, right? And let's say you are not into that and you're like, can't we just get along? What's the big deal? Why are you so sensitive? Why do we have to keep talking about this? It's kind of like the person wants a different kind of relationship, which is one where we don't talk about the issues as they arise. There are some people that think you can have a relationship without talking about any of the problems in the relationship. That seems a little odd to me, but some people are stuck in that kind of fantasy life, right? So to review number 3 here in terms of incompatibility, it has to do with one person's really into growth and one person's not. That's a misalignment of the kind of relationship you want. That's why that question is so important to ask. Do we want the same type of relationship? Number 4, that'll definitely make you incompatible is your inability or unwillingness to work through the hard stuff. Conflict, challenge, distance, silence, hurt feelings, all those things. It's just not going to work, right? If one or both of you can't do that, that's very incompatible. And finally, the last one, of course, is you're not attracted to each other. One of you is not attracted to the other person. One of you is. That's an incompatibility. If you want a sexually fulfilling relationship, over many, many years, there has to be a base level attraction. And look, when we're all triggered, when any of us is triggered, we get less attractive. Okay, so don't judge your partner based on when you're extremely emotional and angry and triggered by them and we're hurt, they're going to look very unattractive. So I'm talking about, 80% of the time when you two are feeling good, is there attraction? Are you attracted to them and are they attracted to you? Okay, pretty straightforward. So make sure that you are compatible enough to make a long-term relationship work. And as I've said many times here, that the way to do that is to be aligned in a growth-oriented relationship. It's going to be very difficult to make a relationship work with someone who's not willing to look in the mirror and learn about themselves. I think it's almost impossible, right? Okay, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for being a subscriber and a viewer here on YouTube, and leave a comment below if this was helpful.